guys, Christian the Haver Card Man coming back at you with another video today, and this time around we are doing my Melffy Deck test hands. But before we get into that, be sure to check out all the links down in the description below to all the other channels I'm involved in, including the Coalition of Scrubs and Team Chaos stream. As well, I will also have linked down there all the individual creators that I'm involved with, members of the Coalition and just general creators. They're all awesome people. You should definitely go show them all some love. And while you're down there, you might as well click on the likes and subscribe button for my channel so you guys can get future content like this, as well as meta-analysis, deck profiles, and even some podcasts and some more stuff yet to come. So be sure to stay tuned for all that. Your guys' support has been incredible, so please keep it up. I love each and every single one of you. And without further ado, let's go ahead and move into today's Melffy's test hands. Let me just go ahead and shuffle up here, and we will get going. Okay, just so you guys can see here, I am actually shuffling up the deck so nobody thinks that this is stacked. I'll show you a couple of test hands just to see how consistently the deck draws, and then after that, I'll probably show you a quick combo tutorial with a fixed hand. So we'll get our 5 off the top. Armory Call, Valeraphon, Painful Decision. Okay, so we opened up that combo. Oops, hello. There's Power the Guardians, and finally a Melffy Caddy. So overall, not a bad hand. We did not get our Obedience Schooled or our Rescue Cat, but that's totally fine. We do still have a combo here. We'll pick our next 5. I'll just do a couple of test hands now, and then I'll show you the combo tutorial. I'm not going to worry about playing these hands out. So we did get our Rescue Cat, which is great. Okay, so we opened up with the Fenny, the Puppy, Power of the Guardians, and the Armory Call. It's surprising we've been able to draw both of these 2 games in a row, but that's totally fine. That means we can equip this to one of our boss monsters on field and then have the Armory Call set for the Roadnut play with Puppy. But we have the Rescue Cat, so we'd be able to tribute it, go into our plays there, and that'd be a pretty decent combo there. So could end on a pretty fun board. We'll do one more test hand here, and we'll just show you guys what it looks like. We'll probably play, I'll do a test hand for going second, just because I think that's only fair that you guys see both sides of this, because obviously you're not going to be able to go first every game, and maybe not every game you really want to go first. There might be some games where you'd opt to go second. I mean, it's not really likely with this deck. This deck really does want to set up its board turn 1 and to get those disruptions like the Desert Locust to be able to ditch a card from their hand, going to the Borderless Savage for a negate, having maybe a Melffy Playhouse set if you got a big enough play to bounce a card back to their hand. You know, there's a few different ways to get disruption. So set that down there, and we'll go for their go in second hand. So we got Exterior Bellum, Valeraphon, Caddy, Puppy, and the Painful Decision. So not quite the best hand, but once again you have the Valeraphon Painful Decision combo, so you can at least go that way, summon the Puppy and Caddy in the end phase, so that way you can get extra monsters on field, and then you'd be able to bounce the Puppy for the Roadnut, Caddy to add stuff. So you've got plays here. You can definitely make stuff out of this. It's just not the biggest and most optimal hand. So now I will go ahead and show you guys a rigged hand, just to show you what these plays can look like. So let's say we open up the Obedience Schooled and somehow open up the Rescue Cat as well. It does happen more consistently than you would think. I just happen to not be able to show that to you guys today. So we'll just throw those, and then we'll just throw in 3 random cards here. So I'm just going to shuffle. So Valeraphon, True King Lizagam, and another Obedience Schooled, which does happen. So in this case, your first move going to be hit that Obedience Schooled. So from there, we can summon out. It does have to be level 2 or lower effect monsters, so that's fine. Which means that will allow us to bring out, we already have the Valeraphon in hand. We'll probably bring out the Hop Ear just to have a tuner target. Then we can bring out, let's see here, so what do we have in hand? All right, so we'll probably bring out the Fenny, and then we could bring out the Puppy, just so we've got some names on field. So now from there, we can normal summon our Rescue Rabbit, be able to tribute, or Rescue Cat, sorry, be able to tribute it off to go for 2 more level 2 or lower of, I believe it's effect monsters. I don't know if it's labeled. I think it's just beast. Oh, 2 level 3 or lower beast type monsters from your deck, so even better. So since that's level 3 or lower, we can bring out the Arbellum straight from deck and not even need to worry about the Needle Fiber plays, since we are locked into beast for this turn thanks to Obedience Schooled, so that's totally fine. And then with that, we can also bring out, let's see here, it doesn't really matter what we play, so we can just do the Caddy since we have multiples of that. Okay, so now I know the board's kind of messy here. It's a smaller space than what I probably should be using, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and use the Arbellum and the Fenny probably just so we can get our Naturia Beast right off the bat. Never hurts to have that Nat Beast. So there's that. Okay, so we are able to use our True King Lithosagam if we want to. I don't know if we're really gonna need to though. So let's go ahead, let's just think here for a second. So all of their effects are negated right now. We do have the tuner, but we cannot go into the needle fiber right now. So let's see, the best we could do is being able to go into the Desert Locust to be able to rip a card out of their hand, which I don't think is really gonna do all that much for us. I think what I might do, might just actually overlay these two to be able to go for Melffy of the Forest. So in there, we can detach a material, we'll detach the Hoppier Squadron, and I believe it allows us to add a Melffy, add one Melffy card from your deck to your hand. So this means we can add the Melffy Puppy to our hand. So now that we have Puppy, we do have the means to be able to go into our Roadnut during our opponent's turn. Unfortunately, the Caddy, I believe, will be destroyed because I think it was summoned off of the Rescue Cat, unfortunately. But I could, if I wanted to, it would be possible to link off the Caddy and the Melffy of the Forest, or at this point, you could actually destroy both of them for that True King Lithosagam, since we happen to have it in hand. Obviously, in most cases, you're not going to be able to have him in hand because he has a one-up card, but this just allows you to be able to get rid of some cards from your opponent's extra deck, and then you can, I mean, well, you can't really use the worm effect, but I mean, still being able to get that biggish body on board, being able to snipe some cards out of your opponent's extra deck, and then having the Naturia Beast to back you up with some spell negation. And then during the end phase, you can special summon that Melffy Puppy, and then when you bounce it back to your hand during your opponent's turn, whenever they do something, you can just go ahead and special summon that Roadnut straight from deck. So that way, as soon as they start special summoning, you're just getting a bunch of nut counters, and if you can keep it alive until your turn, next thing you know, you've got the means to destroy a bunch of cards on their field. So it's really a fun play. The Naturia Beast obviously will help you mill some more stuff. So let's say they activate 2 spell cards, you get some mills there. So you get the Rescue Cat, the Melffy Playhouse, Melffy Tag, and the Melffy Rabby. So not the best mills, but decent enough. So that is kind of the base combo with this deck. Obviously, if you had the right cards, you'd want to go into the Borderlord Savage eventually, but it's not always possible. Once again, it really does depend on what you have in your hand, and this deck is flexible enough, but it doesn't really do a whole lot if you don't have the right cards in hand. So once again, this deck does get pretty bricky, and it's not really a super competitive deck, but overall it is a lot of fun to play. If you want to go more so for like the control style build, it is definitely a lot of fun to go that way too. If you just work on turboing out like your Melffy of the Forest to get your Melffy Playhouse and go for the Melffy Mommy to give you some battle phase protection, it is a lot of fun to do that way, or to go that way too. If you really want to focus on the rank engine, I think it could be a really fun deck that way. This is just how I like to play it, because I feel like it's just hilarious, especially going for the Roadnut Turbo combo. I think it's just a lot of fun to play. So that's all I got for you guys today with my Melffy test hands. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If there's anything that I did wrong in terms of plays, or any better plays I could have made, let me know. And if there's any decks you guys want to see, let me know down in the comments too. I'm very open to suggestions. I love hearing what you guys got to say. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Don't forget to show your support by hitting that like and subscribe button. And remember to have fun and make your move. Peace out.
I'm a love giver, searching